The Whisper of the Winter Woods. In the heart of a seemingly endless winter, the small village of Eldermore lay blanketed in snow. The air was crisp, and the silence of the season was broken only by the occasional call of a raven or the distant howl of a wolf. Nestled at the edge of the sprawling winterwood forest, the villagers lived in harmony with the land, though they never ventured too far into the ancient woods. Stories of strange happenings and whispered warnings had kept them at bay for generations. It was on one such winter morning, as snowflakes fell in gentle swirls, that a young girl named Clara found herself at the threshold of adventure. Clara was the daughter of the village blacksmith, a spirited soul with a knack for exploring. Her father often warned her of the dangers that lay beyond the forest's edge, but her curiosity was as boundless as the sky. As the sun rose, painting the snow in hues of gold, Clara bundled herself in a heavy cloak and set out. She'd heard whispers among the villagers of a strange light flickering deep within Winterwood Forest. They said it appeared only during the coldest nights and that it danced like a will-o'-the-wisp, leading the lost deeper into the trees. Clara, of course, couldn't resist investigating. The forest was alive with the sound of crunching snow underfoot and the soft rustle of branches swaying in the wind. As Clara ventured deeper, the familiar path disappeared beneath layers of fresh snow, and the trees seemed to close in around her. She pressed on, guided by the faint glimmer of a blue light shimmering through the trees. Hours seemed to pass as she followed the elusive glow. It led her to a clearing where the snow sparkled like diamonds, and in the center stood a lone, ancient oak. Its branches were bare, save for a single glowing orb that hovered just above it. The orb pulsated with light, casting ethereal shadows across the clearing. Clara felt a strange pull, as if the orb were calling to her. "Who goes there?" a deep voice rumbled, startling Clara. She spun around to find an old man leaning on a twisted staff. His beard was as white as the snow, and his eyes glinted like frost. Despite his weathered appearance, there was a commanding presence about him. "I'm Clara," she said, her voice trembling slightly. "I'm from Eldermore. I saw the light and I had to know what it was." The old man studied her for a moment before nodding. "Curiosity is a dangerous thing, child, but perhaps it is also what is needed." He gestured toward the glowing orb. "This is the heart of Winterwood. It has protected these woods for centuries, but its light grows weaker with each passing year. The balance of the forest is at stake, and only someone pure of heart can restore it." Clara's eyes widened. "What do I need to do?" The old man smiled faintly. "You must find the 3 keys hidden within the forest. Each key represents a virtue: courage, wisdom, and kindness. Only by proving yourself worthy can the heart be renewed." Without hesitation, Clara agreed. The old man handed her a small, intricately carved pendant. "This will guide you," he said. "But beware, the forest is filled with trials, and not all who enter return." And so, Clara's journey began. Her first task was to find the key of courage, said to be hidden in the Cavern of Echoes. The pendant glowed faintly, pointing her in the right direction. Along the way, Clara encountered a pack of wolves blocking her path. They snarled and circled her, their eyes gleaming in the dim light. Summoning all her bravery, Clara remembered her father's advice. "Never show fear." She stood tall, her heart pounding, and spoke firmly. "I mean you no harm." To her surprise, the wolves backed away, and the pendant's glow intensified, leading her onward. The Cavern of Echoes was a dark and foreboding place, its entrance guarded by jagged icicles. Inside, Clara heard whispers that seemed to come from the walls themselves. They taunted her, amplifying her doubts and fears, but she pressed on, her determination unshaken. At the cavern's heart, she found the first key embedded in a block of ice. As she touched it, warmth spread through her, melting the ice and revealing the key of courage. Leaving the cavern, Clara felt a renewed sense of determination. The pendant's glow shifted, now pointing toward the towering peaks in the distance. The key of wisdom, she realized, lay somewhere amidst those treacherous heights. The journey to the mountains was arduous. Snowdrifts slowed her progress, and biting winds threatened to sap her strength. Yet, Clara pressed on, her resolve unyielding. Along the way, she encountered a lost traveler, a young boy named Leo, who had been separated from his family during a storm. Despite the urgency of her quest, Clara couldn't ignore his plight. She shared her food and warmth with him, guiding him back to the safety of the main path. Before parting, Leo handed Clara a small carved stone. "For luck," he said with a shy smile. Clara's act of kindness didn't go unnoticed. The pendant pulsed brightly, as if acknowledging her deed. The journey continued, leading her to the base of the peaks. The ascent was challenging, with icy paths and sheer cliffs testing her endurance. As she climbed, she came across riddles etched into the stone walls, each one more perplexing than the last. Solving them required not only intellect, but also insight into her own character and choices. At last, she reached a hidden plateau where the key of wisdom awaited. It was guarded by an ancient sentient owl with feathers of silver and gold. The owl tested Clara with questions about life, choices, and the nature of her quest. Her answers, though not always perfect, were heartfelt and true. Satisfied, the owl gifted her the second key. With 2 keys in hand, Clara descended the peaks, her thoughts turning to the final key. The pendant now pointed toward the heart of the forest, where the trees grew so thick that sunlight barely pierced through. She knew this last leg of her journey would test her kindness in ways she could not yet imagine. As she ventured deeper into the forest, she encountered creatures in need. A wounded deer, a bird with a broken wing, and even a frightened fox caught in a hunter's trap. Each time, Clara paused to help, using what little she had to ease their pain. The pendant's glow grew ever brighter, guiding her to a hidden grove where the key of kindness awaited, nestled in a bed of blooming winter flowers. With all 3 keys, Clara returned to the clearing with the ancient oak and the heart of winterwood. The old man was waiting for her, his expression one of quiet pride. As she placed the keys into the heart, a radiant light engulfed the clearing. The orb's glow intensified, spreading warmth and life throughout the forest. The balance was restored, and Winterwood Forest thrived once more. The old man turned to Clara, his voice filled with gratitude. "You have done what many could not. The heart is whole again thanks to your courage, wisdom, and kindness." Clara returned to Eldermore a hero, her story becoming a legend that would inspire generations to come. And though she resumed her quiet life in the village, she often found herself drawn to the forest, where the whispers of the trees spoke of her bravery and the light she had restored.